Hey guys, TechRand here. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the DJI Neo Fly More kit. That's right. Is this a good option in 2026 for a budget drone, or is it just a bad idea in general? And if you guys do not know why I actually got this kit for myself, is because I work for a company helping out with their podcast, and they want to start getting into drone shots. And me personally, I want to also get into drone shots too for a few different reasons, because I own a lawn company. So it'd be great for getting like lawn shots for my actual customers, or maybe like my customers trying to sell a house, right? So what I would be able to do is offer up professional photography shots for actually their house listing. On top of that, do a walkthrough shot of their house for maybe somebody who's looking actually on their phone, maybe looking at a property, they want to see the inside of the house. We would be able to fly this around the house to get some indoor shots that you necessarily would not be able to get with a normal camera crew. The real question is though, will we get our value for this actual drone kit? Because we got the DJI Neo Fly More combo, which comes at $529, which actually provides us the DJI Neo. It provides us with an actual battery pack, and on top of that, a little RC controller for controlling the drone when flying, and on top of that, a nice headset to actually like get some POV shots when we fly around. So there's a lot of stuff that comes with this actual drone kit, but is it actually any good? That's the question we're going to answer here today. So what I decided to do is pack this on up and take it to a sports facility that are playing soccer at, and just have a lot of things going on and see how this drone actually works. So I just want to quickly say this real quick here though, that the drone kit actually is very compact. Like I can fit the headset, the camera battery, the DJI Neo, the RC controller, and also the goggles, all in my small camera bag, handheld bag, which I was kind of impressed by. So the big reason why I chose this drone over most drones is because the DJI Neo is easy to quickly set up. All you have to do is put it on your hand, select the mode you want on the device, hold the button down, and then lift off, and it'll count from 3 and it'll start flying around depending on what the mode you selected. And once you're done flying with it, all you have to do is put your hand under the device and it'll land right on top of your hand as well automatically, which is pretty nice to say the very least. So it's really awesome. You're just trying to get a quick shot and you don't want anyone seeing you do the drone shot because people might be weird. So you can be able to quickly set up and quickly wrap up. And it has some really nice default presets, like this one you're actually seeing of the footage, which is called Follow Me. It just follows you around the facility and just follows the target. So it's pretty effective, and even while running and trying to actually sprint, it does a pretty good job until you do a sharp turn and it gets cut off. So it's great. The quality of the film is all right. Like, don't get me wrong, I think this is more than watchable, but if you're somebody who does a lot of content creation, you'll notice a lot of noise to the footage and graininess. Now you can't probably use a denoiser to get rid of it, but even then, there are ways of actually attaching another camera onto this device and using a secondary camera to get better quality, because the built-in camera isn't particularly best. Like, I think it's fine, but I'm not too happy with it either, if that makes sense. I think a big thing with this drone will actually be combining a secondary camera with it, so that you use the drone for walkthrough shots and then use a secondary camera for more higher quality when you talk about certain objects, especially in actually property shots when you're talking about, oh, this couch or this living room and that kind of thing, or maybe a certain product. You can use it as that way to highlight it with a different camera. Now the next preset they have on top of the drone is called Droney. It kind of goes for a wide shot out and eases back in slowly. It looks pretty cool, but at the same time too, the low light actual camera is not particularly the best. Like, don't get me wrong, this looks nice. The noise is what kills it. The next preset it has is called Circle, where it launches off your hand and does a 360 around you. It's honestly pretty cool. Like, I love every single preset about this drone. The only thing that I'm really like kind of annoyed about is just that camera quality, that makes sense. Besides that though, Circle is pretty nice if you want to get a wide shot or get a shot you couldn't normally get, especially on maybe a cliffside. The next preset is Rocket, and it kind of just shoots up off your hand into the sky very slowly, but it gives this really cool effect, especially under the street light here. That's like, oh, there's somebody there just chilling the night, you know what I'm saying? I think this is probably my favorite effect if it's used right. The next preset we have is Spotlight, and honestly it's kind of weird. It's kind of a standalone cameraman, so it stays in place and kind of just watches you to see what you do. So if you're somebody who needs a camera and you're just trying to talk to your camera, it can be used good in that case. Or maybe you want to dance in front of it too to get some footage, maybe for like TikTok or something like that, you can do so. Now the nice thing about going the Fly More combo, if you actually did get it, you get the drone, of course you get the goggles, and actually the controller. And when you link them all up together, it is very efficient to just get easy going and start recording on the fly, which is awesome. Like you see here, there's a soccer game going on. I decided to go in, get some footage, record it for a little bit to see how it actually is, and it's pretty good as just flying around. Now, the one thing I do want to keep in mind about this though, this drone is like loud. Pretty loud. It's kind of obnoxious. Like when it's high up in the air, it isn't the worst thing in the world, but it is definitely one of those things where it's like, yeah, it can be kind of annoying if it's right next to you. It does do a very good job though with actually noticing things, objects around it, so it doesn't actually crash into them, because there's been a lot of nets and stuff like that at this facility, and like I've never ran into any nets. Like it stopped itself before getting to that point. There were some moments where it fell here and there, but the durability of the drone too was pretty surprising. Even if it did fall, like none of the blades got broken or it got damaged anywhere. Kind of just like rubbed it off, which I was surprised about, because in the past I've had drones where like they just like toys and they just snap. So this is a lot more durable than I originally thought. I also was quite happy because the drone, before it actually died, started landing itself safely on the ground and alarmed me that it was actually gonna like run out of battery. For all the drone in itself, with all the features it has, is pretty good in itself. Then when you combine it with the goggles and the actual hand controller, it's pretty good as well. So yeah, I love this drone, but the only thing I really dislike about it is a few different things. First of all, the camera on the device. Don't get me wrong, the camera is more than watchable, it's fine, but for what you get for $300 is what you expect. Is like a decent camera, not a great camera. The camera on board is just like, it's more than fine enough, but I would recommend combining it with another good camera if you plan to use it, and use this more for B-roll shots than actually A-roll shots. Unless you plan to use it for rental stuff and property shots, I still think it's doable, but combining with another camera will be a key. The second thing with this drone I don't like is the onboard storage. So you can't use a micro SD card to put it in the drone itself to record on board to that. There's internal storage on the drone itself. You can also use the goggles too, use a micro SD and record that way. But I've noticed with the actual SD card on the camera for the goggles, it's just like there's so much actually like HUD footage. Like this unnecessary. You could probably punch it in, there's probably a way to remove it, but it's kind of annoying to say the very least that it's actually there. There's probably a workaround for this though, so I might be complaining for no reasons. It's just like, it's annoying that I have to pull the footage from the actual drone using the USB-C cable to my actual PC, and it's only 22 gigabytes of storage on board the device. So if you're recording in 4K, you could probably get at least 40 to an hour worth of good footage on it, which is more than enough for a simple flight. So if you plan to do any more than that, you're gonna have to like have a laptop on hand or have some form of device to clear off the device and pull the footage off of it. So what are my final thoughts on this device? Do I think it's worth it going into 2026? Do I think it's a bad idea? I think it's a very good device with a lot of great features, besides the camera and particularly not being the best camera out there. Now, the DJI Neo 2 is a thing, but that's like an $800 actual like kit if you want to get the combo. But if you get the combo for the Neo, it's still really good. I did see one thing that could actually fix the camera issue, where you use a secondary camera and attach it to the DJI Neo, like using a DJI Nano or maybe like a, what's it called, Insta360 camera, and that way you can just has it like a carry-on, and that way the DJI camera for the Neo, for like the main one to like focus flying around with, but then you have another camera on there just to collect the actual main footage that's higher quality. So I might look into doing that. If you guys want to see a video on that, let me know by smashing that like button. But my honest thoughts is this: if you do plan to get into a drone and you want to find a budget drone, I think it's still a great option going into 2026. But at the same time too, I think you could probably find something better if you looked around. If you guys enjoyed my review video here today though, make sure to smash the like button, get subscribed to some future tech content, and I'll see you for one on Tech Rant out.